Hey everybody, it's Tatum Gray here with Ricky. We're here for the podcast tonight for the Guardian Voice of the Missing. Let us know, comment, and let us know where you guys are all from. How are you doing tonight, Ricky?
Doing good. I was just trying to see if we were on Kansas Missing and Unsolved, and I'm not seeing it on there yet. Huh. And I couldn't get it to pop up on Guardian where I could share it, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, let me check real quick.
It's going to be one of them nights.
Yep, give me one moment, guys.
Uh, hope everybody's staying good and warm out there. I know it's cold here. And I hope everybody's ready for Christmas. I'm slowly getting there with 10 days left till Christmas.
Oh, right now we are only on YouTube.
All right. Let's see. We're on YouTube. So maybe on somebody. Evening, Cat.
All right, just all right. We should be all right. Go ahead and check again, Ricky, and see if we are
Snowing where Cat
up.
is. Where's Cat?
Okay,
No, she says it's
we're out on
snowing.
Guardian.
Okay. And here's the funny part. Let's see. Was it Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday night? We actually had thunderstorms here in Kansas, in Salina, where I'm at. We had thunderstorms. I was like, what? Oh, she's in Iowa. Oh,
Hi, Kat. How are you
Iowa,
doing?
Iowa. So it's off to work to go. But yeah, I couldn't believe we had thunderstorms in December. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the weather's crazy out there. All right. Well,
And
hopefully,
it's
do you
not
want to
our
go ahead
fault.
and see if that's out on KMU? I know it's up on the Guardian
Yeah,
pages.
I'm looking here. If I can get my.
Sorry about this, you guys.
Hmm. Not seeing it yet. Just going over to KMU then is what I'll do just to make sure. I did that last week and I wound up being on there twice, but it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, if you can share, that'd be great. All right. While Ricky's doing that, we're going to go ahead and get started on our first case. It's out of Oklahoma, or out of, well, it's supposed to be Oklahoma. That's my bad. Um, it's Daniel Wayne Cawley. He is missing from Holdenville, Oklahoma. He went missing on June 17th of 2022. He is 33 years old. He's between 5'9" and 5'10", 180 to 216 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. He could go by the name Trevon Hardo. He also has a tattoo on his abdomen of a skull. His right arm says warrior, and it has feathers with it. His left arm has a shield saying Native Ways. He is enrolled in the Muscogee Creek Nation. He was last seen at the south entrance of Lake Holdenville of State Highway 48, which is southeast of Holdenville in Oklahoma. He was wearing a light brown polo shirt with white stripes, blue jeans, and a black and white and gold Nike shoes. He did have a change of clothes with him at the time of his disappearance, and he could be wearing a black and white Kenneth Cole shirt, black cargo shorts, and black shoes. If you have any information regarding Daniel's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Muskogee Creek Nation Lighthouse Tribal Police at 918-732-7800. You can use his case number 2206-265. He's also out on NamUs on MP 93356.
Hmm. Hopefully I can find him. Hopefully he's just
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
had a change of clothes and everything with him, but no one has seen him since that last time. Kat's saying they also had rain and she's doing good.
Good deal.
Good to hear. All right. We're going to do an older case. This case is out of Wisconsin. Sarah Ann Bushland. This was a case that someone asked me if I would put out information on her. She went missing from Spooner, Wisconsin on April 3rd, 1996. At the time of her disappearance, she was 15 years old. She is now 42. At the time, she has strawberry. Her height is 5 foot, 140 pounds. She has blonde strawberry hair and blue eyes. She does wear wired framed glasses. She did have a mole that's on the left side of her neck and one that is above her lip that you can see in the pictures. She was wearing at the time of her disappearance a Tweety Bird shirt, a blue jacket, blue jeans, and black Reebok sneakers. She also wears 4 silver rings on her right hand and a class ring with a black stone in it. She does go by the nickname Bug. She was last seen exiting her school bus at the end of her driveway, which was about 100 yards from her family's residence at 4 p.m. on April 3rd, 1996, in the rural town of Spooner, Wisconsin. There was a dark red pickup truck driving behind the bus, and when she got out, it pulled up next to her, and it appeared that she had known the driver of that vehicle. Some of the other people that were on the bus thought the truck belonged to her 21-year-old boyfriend, but they were not sure. Sarah and him had had lunch the day she disappeared, and he said that was the last time that he had saw her when he dropped her off back at school. Some of the students saw her speaking to the driver, while others claimed she actually got into the truck. When the truck left the driveway, it headed in the direction of a nearby town of Trago. Sarah has never been seen or heard from again. If you have any information regarding Sarah's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Washburn County, Wisconsin Sheriff at 715-468-4700. Her case number is S96-00591. She is out on NamUs MP 4441, and she also still has an NCMEC, and that number is 818087.
I'm familiar with that case. I've heard about that case before. It's been a while, but I've heard of that case before.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation, if that was really her boyfriend at the time that picked her up, if she really got into the vehicle. No one knows for sure. But yeah, it's a really old case. I would love to see some closure for her family and get her found and back to where.
It always bothers me when a girl that young has a boyfriend that's over 20. I mean, at max, 16, but not 21.
Right. And there's a lot of that.
I tell my kids, both my girls, that, when you get guys that are, over 20 years old, trying to hit up a relationship with a girl that's 15, 16, 17 years old, but to me, that it says that guy's only got one thing in mind.
Kat says, too many missing. It's sad. It really is. When we're covering the cases that have actually been reported, there's so many cases out there that never get reported. And that was one of the biggest things for Ricky and I. We want to get cases actually, that haven't get seen as often or at all. And then also some of these old cold cases, because you never know who's going to see it and have information on these cases, and not just sticking to an individual state that they go missing from, but also cover states that, they could be in.
Right.
So yeah, there are a lot out there.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of misinformation too out there as far as how long a family member would have to wait to report a case, which we're going to talk about that a little bit later, I believe. But it's ridiculous.
It is. And I mean, if you want, we can go ahead and cover that right now. Ricky and I are really big on people making missing persons reports and getting the false information that people are given. One is you have to wait 24 to 48 hours. That is not true. There's not one state statute out there in the nation that states you have to wait. All the states are like, you need to report right away when someone is missing. Another point we're going to come across too, when I show you the flyers, we both have these resource pages out on our Facebooks for you guys if you want to print it out or share or whatever you want to do. But the other one is, if they're an adult, they have a right to be missing. That is not true. I mean, yes, as an adult, you do have a right to go do what you want to do. But when you have had constant contact with your loved ones, with friends, with your children, and just one day you no longer are on the earth or, out there for anybody to get in contact with, that's suspicious and that needs to be investigated.
Right.
So if you guys have problems, definitely reach out to us to help you guys with that. So I am going to show you the Guardian flyers. Like I said, Ricky has his too. But this kind of tells you, I know you guys can't really read it, but I will read some of it to you guys. So what to do if someone goes missing? You need to immediately report that person as missing to your local law enforcement agency. And that does not have to be the city police. You could reach out to the sheriff, and then sometimes even the state police will do reports for you guys. There's absolutely no waiting period at all. Limit access to the home where the person resides, their vehicle, electronic devices. Do not touch, remove, or delete anything until possible evidence can be collected by law enforcement. Ask law enforcement, ask them to do a missing persons report, not an attempt to locate. There is a difference. Missing persons reports, they're going to enter them in what we call the National Crime Information Center, which is NCIC. That goes nationwide. So any law enforcement that would have contact with the individual, they would be able to pull their name up and they're going to see that they are reported as a missing person somewhere. So they are able to contact that law enforcement, contact their family, and let them know that, they're okay or, what's kind of going on with them. Now, I will tell you as an adult, police do not have to release where they're at. All they're going to tell you basically is we've had contact with them and they're safe. I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but as an adult, that is their right to keep that privacy for the individual. Children, that is a whole different, that's a whole different deal. They will give you more information. Ask law enforcement, make sure you get the case number and a name and a contact of the investigator that's going to be in charge of the case, or at least the number of who to call if they're not assigned to a detective at that moment. But also looking at providing law enforcement, give a detailed description. If you know what they were wearing at the time they went missing, any identifiable marks like birthmarks, scars, tattoos, mannerisms, if they have mental health issues, if they have medical issues, if they took their medication or not. Those are all really, really important things to let them know. If the person has special needs, stuff like that is really important for law enforcement. Include photographs of them. If you have photographs of their tattoos or their scars, give all that to law enforcement because then they have a face, so they know who they're looking for. Law enforcement may ask for medical or dental records, bank records, social media information, access to their electronic devices. They may ask for DNA samples and stuff like that. They should put them out if it's a child on the NCMEC. That's the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. Place a notepad, have a notepad with you where you have names, telephone numbers, dates, time of calls, and other information that can be recorded. Always keep your phone on in case they do need to, contact you, but have a notepad with you in case you think of something that you didn't think about at the time of making those reports. Anybody you can find that can help volunteer to help you look for them. But, the biggest thing is taking care of yourself. We know that this is a really hard time when you miss a loved one is missing, but you got to take care of you. I know it can be very mentally exhausting and also physically exhausting for you. Families out there that are missing a loved one. Something that you don't want to do, you don't want to wait. If a missing person is vulnerable, notify the police as soon as you think something is wrong. Do not delay in searching for that individual. Do not keep their disappearance a secret. A lot of people hide the fact that someone's disappeared, whether they're a chronic, like a juvenile that tends to leave their home without permission a lot. Don't keep that a secret. It is very dangerous out there. And the more people you tell, the more likely it is that someone could find them. The other thing, and this is a big thing that Ricky and other advocates we've talked about, is not putting your personal information out there. Mm-hmm. There are tons of scams. People will call and tell you whatever. The KBI and the FBI are asking people, if people are contacting you saying if you'll pay X amount of money, they will, give up your loved one. They are asking for people to report that. It's a big
one right now.
Yeah, I've actually had to make reports for families and stuff like that. I will have that information up on the website of where you can go to get that reported. But it is very big right now. The FBI has come down to law enforcement, having them tell families and warn families about those scams. If you do have people that are trying to get a hold of you and scam you, or say they haven't, contact the police immediately. Let them, work to that, make the report. The biggest thing is having that communication with law enforcement.
I'm going to add to that just a little bit. If they're messaging you like on Facebook or something, do your best to screenshot the messages so you can give those to police too.
Yes.
That way they've got the username, the message, that kind of thing like that.
Right. Take screenshots. Anything. Law enforcement needs any information that they can get to help run down individuals. And no detail is too small that could help them connect some dots and find somebody. Good evening, Erica. How are you? And where are you from? All right. So the next case we're going to go over is one of Ricky's from out of Missouri.
Okay. I got to find it in my long list of flyers here. I'm actually doing 2 shows tonight, so I've got everything everywhere. This is Emily. I'm going to say it's Dubas. I'm not for sure 100%, but I believe it's Dubas, missing from Ashland, Missouri since December 4th of this year. She's 15. She is 5'4", 130 pounds. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. It's believed that she may be in the Callaway County, Missouri area. She does not have her cell phone with her, and she did not take her jacket with her. If you have any information regarding Emily's disappearance, you know her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Ashland, Missouri Police Department at 573-657-9062, or Missouri State Highway Patrol's Missing Persons Unit at 573-526-6178, or their toll-free number 866-362-6422. See if we can get her located and back home.
Yeah, I know her family's really put her all over social media and trying to get any answers on where her whereabouts is. They are extremely worried about her.
Yeah.
Our next case is out of Oregon. This is the Gilpins. They are a couple, Brandon and Felicia. They're missing from Portland, Oregon. They have been missing since October 2nd of 2022. Brandon is 29, 5'11", 140 pounds. He has brown hair and hazel eyes. Felicia is 34, 5'5", 180 pounds, brown and blue eyes. They were last known to be in the Portland area, and they were going camping. The family has heard that they had a car, and that they had heard, but they did not confirm whether or not they had sold that car because they were having issues. And their family was sending bus tickets the day they went missing to get them back home. They do have their dog Princess with them at the time of their disappearance, and that is Princess there. Felicia does have a tattoo on the left side of her chest. They both have medical and mental health issues. The family did receive a voicemail from Brandon stating that someone was after them with a gun, and he just wanted to let them know that if they didn't hear from them again, that he loved them. If you have any information regarding Gilpin's disappearance or know their whereabouts, please call 911 or the Portland, Oregon Police Department at 503-823-2103. Their case number is P22300-816. So it's very concerning to have a voicemail like that for a family to get. So please share their flyers, if you're up in the Portland area or anywhere. But it's very concerning that was the voice message that the family got, was that they were in grave danger. So I'm hoping someone will say something, or they will be located and safe.
Yeah. That's kind of a scary deal. Both of them missing with the dog.
Yes.
The dog hasn't been located yet?
No, the dog has not been located.
Okay.
And there's been several cases here recently that people have disappeared, and they do have their dogs, and family will say that the dog would have never left their owner's side. So there are several cases that people have gone missing with them.
I've got one of those.
Yeah, right. Our next case we cover every week is Abby Rain Schaefer. Today is Abby's 23rd birthday. She is still missing out of the Kansas City, Missouri area. She was 22 on the time of her disappearance. She is now 23. She went missing on May 23rd of 2022. She is 5'2", 120 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. She does have multiple tattoos, which are on her flyer. And she does have a birthmark on the top of her forehead. She went missing around 12:40 p.m. when she got into an unknown gray car with an unknown male. And that too is pictured on her flyer. The vehicle has since been located, but there is no further information about the driver that has been released by law enforcement. She did have her cat with her at the time of her disappearance, and the cat has been returned back to family. She always had her cat with her. She would have never left her cat behind. She was last wearing a tan crop top shirt, black leggings, gray Nike sandals. She was last seen by her family at her personal residence on video surveillance. And the last known location was in South Kansas City, Missouri, where people observed her going into that address, but she never exited that anybody knows of. If you have any information regarding Abby's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Department of Sex Crimes / Missing Persons Unit at 816-234-5220. Case number is KC 2203-5898. She is out on NamUs, MP 942335. I do have a short video to show of Abby that was done earlier in the year and has been updated. I would love to get some resolution for this family. I am very happy. Like today when I got on Facebook, I don't think one time I got on Facebook that I did not see Abby's face. The family greatly appreciates the support and the love that has really poured out for her missing. She has not only missed the holiday, she's now missing. She's missed family's birthday. She's missed her own birthday. Somebody out there knows something about her disappearance. She would never have left on her own accord, and she never would have not had contact with her family. So if somebody out there knows something, please say something for this family and help get them resolution. So I am going to play this short video clip of her. Like I said, family is very much concerned about her safety. At this time, law enforcement has been running down every lead, every tip that they get. So if you don't feel like reporting any tips on any of the cases that we have, please send us a message. We will help through the process. We can report it ourselves. But like I said, somebody knows something about all of our people that are missing. But wanted to say, happy birthday, Abby. And, you guys, family, are always in our prayers. All of you guys are.
Absolutely.
All right. Not for sure who the Facebook user is that said happy birthday, Abby, but I know that her family and her would greatly appreciate it. She does have, I don't know why it does that.
Well, it's not showing names. It's weird.
I know. She does have 2 Facebook pages out there if you want to follow her case. And those were the Voice of Abby Ray Schaefer Missing. So she has a group and a page. All right. Our next case is out of California, Noah Navarre. He's missing out of Brawley, California. He's been missing since September 23rd of 2022. He is 31 years old, 5'5", 165 pounds. He is bald with brown eyes. He always wears a baseball cap. So if you see him, you might not notice that he is bald because he does always wear a baseball cap. He does suffer from schizophrenia and alopecia. Noah has a symbol on his right eyebrow, if you can see in that picture. He has a date of 12/17/2013 on his left hand and a date of 12/18/2019 on his right. Both dates are in Roman numerals. He was driving a gray 2018 Nissan Maxim, which was found abandoned in the San Jacinto Mountains in Herbert, California. If you have any information about Noah's disappearance or his whereabouts, please call the Riverside, California Sheriff at 951-791-3400 or the Brawley, California Police Department Hermit Station at 706-344-2111. The Riverside case number is D222-720013. For the Brawley County Sheriff, it is 2209-28046. I know his family is wanting him home as well. It's weird when we're locating cars, but the individuals are nowhere near the cars. And there's several cases out there right now with their cars are being found with the doors wide open, the car's still running, but the individual is not out there. So I'm hoping that someone will come forward and say something. All right. The next case is Ricky's out of Kansas. Can you tell us about Justin?
Yep, I sure can. He is missing Kansas since June 20th of 2021. He was 32 when he went missing. He'd now be 33. He's 5'10", weighs 170 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen at the Days Inn located at 7721 Elizabeth Avenue, Kansas City. His car was found abandoned and empty with the window pried open and the glass broken. Again, he was 32 when he went missing. He's now 33. He's 5'10", 170 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. Has a tattoo across his chest that says blessed. He was last known to be wearing a red tank top similar to the center photo and khaki shorts. If you have any information regarding Justin's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-573-6036 or the CHIPS hotline at 816-474-8477 or Missouri State Highway Patrol at 573-526-6178 or, never mind, that's Missouri. Or KBI at 785-296-4017.
Yeah,
let
very
them know
suspicious.
Go ahead.
Very suspicious.
Yeah. It is.
Are there any updates on his case that you know of?
I haven't seen any updates. I'm going to need to do some digging and see what I can find, but I haven't seen any at this point. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one was looking hard for him, and I want him found and brought home.
Right. All right. This next case is out of Texas. Tito, and I know I'm not going to pronounce his name correctly, Jeffries Garcia Quintanilla? Not quite for sure.
I'm thinking Quintanilla. He
is out of Ladero, Kansas, or Texas. He's been missing since August 19th of 2022. He was 45 at the time of his disappearance. He is 5'5", 145 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. He does wear glasses. However, those glasses have been lost prior to his disappearance. He is bilingual. He speaks both English and Spanish. He had a metal piece in his collarbone from a previous surgery. He has a large scar on the top of his hand between his thumb and pointer finger up to almost his wrist from an accident that he had when he was younger with a machete. He normally would wear a mustache or a goatee. He could also be wearing his wedding ring. If you have any information regarding Tito's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Webb County, Texas Sheriff at 956-523-4500. Case number is 2022001524. I know that his loved ones are very desperate to find him, and I have spoke to his wife, and she had made a comment where she had shared everybody that I had done flyers for that are still missing from 2022, and we discussed about sharing what she had posted out to all of you guys. So I am going to read that to you guys right now. She said, "It is so sad to see that this many loved ones are missing. So much pain and anguish comes from family members behind those faces. For each of us, those faces are so much more: a father, a son, a daughter, a friend, etc. We see memories and laughter and fear for what the future holds for us and the answer that awaits us. a heartache that even ourselves do not understand because it is such an unknown situation. The amount of tears cried over each one of these could cover the earth thousands of times. The prayers we have prayed and the hopes that desperately hold on to. It is a group you do not want to belong to, and you beg every day to get an answer so you can finally leave. I am always happy when someone finally gets to exit, but I have a little anger that I am still left out in this place where I'm holding on to nothingness and waiting for my light, my love, my soulmate, my husband. I thought that was such a powerful statement, and I love to see how all these families support each other, you know,
Yeah, that's very powerful.
especially when their loved one is still missing. And I just can't say enough for the families for how strong each of you guys are and the support that you give each other.
Yeah.
Because her statement, I know this is really hard for her, and her family, just like with all the families. Life is not all, always been perfect, but their love for each other and for their loved ones missing is going to overpower everything. And it just breaks my heart, but I love that she shared that and voiced that and was willing to let me share that with all of you guys tonight. So I hope that we can get Tito found. He's been gone for way too long. It's time for him to come home. So please share his flyer anywhere and everywhere, because people could be anywhere. So thank you very much. I know she is watching tonight, and prayers, and thank you for sharing that with the other families and loved ones tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is a new
he is
case.
Found soon.
Yes, definitely. He's very much loved and very much wanted home. The next case is out of Washington. It's Stephanie Marie Linke. She is missing out of Spokane, Washington. She went missing on November 5th, 2022. She is 41 years old, 5'7", 160 pounds. She has red burgundy hair, blue and green eyes. She is from Kennewick, Washington. She is missing some teeth on each side of her mouth. She does have multiple tattoos. She has a big heart on the center of her chest. She also has on her top of her hand a skull. She does have a history of mental health issues and is known to walk the streets. Stephanie's phone and purse were left at the last location. She is never without them. She has had no activity on social media since the last week of October. She does have weekly contact where she physically, from what I understand, does go and see her mother. And she has not seen her since the last week of October. I also got an update on her that her, I believe, on again, off again boyfriend too is missing. I am trying to get some more information on him to be able to do a flyer. So they do not know if they're together or it's just, they both went missing, or if it's tied into each other. But her on again, off again boyfriend is also missing at this time. If you have any information regarding Stephanie's disappearance or her whereabouts, please call the Spokane, Washington Police Department at 509-456-2233 or the Washington State Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 800-543-5678. Her case number is 2022 at 2021-9730. So definitely when people leave behind their personal items like their purse and their cell phone, that's very suspicious and unusual. All right, we are going to do a suspicious death flyer tonight out of Oklahoma, and I'm going to let Ricky cover that.
Okay, the gentleman's name's Wayne Bull Cumming. back on May 27, 2011, in, I don't know if it's Sailing, Oklahoma. He was killed in a hit-and-run accident on May 27, 2011. He was 28. He had been hit so hard that he was essentially dismembered. While his death has been ruled an accident, Waylon's mother has reason to believe that he was intentionally hit and targeted. The area where he was found is in the middle of nowhere, and he had no real reason to be out there. Authorities have said that they have tracked down several leads, but none have gone anywhere. About the only thing definitively known about Waylon's death is that it occurred between 10:30 and 11:15 at night. Waylon's mother, Diane, is desperate for answers, and if anybody has any information regarding Waylon's death, please call the Dewey County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office at 580-328-5558 and see if we can figure out, who hit him and why they didn't report it.
Yeah, that case, I don't know how they can rule it an accident.
Right.
Because of the type of force to do that to somebody has to be a tremendous speed and force to hit him. And I would hope to see some resolution in his case. Eric is from Florida. So welcome. Thank you for joining us.
And then we have a Facebook here that says, thanks for sharing that. I'm not sure what they're referring to, but you're very welcome.
You are most welcome. We will continue to share cases until people are found.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our next case is another case that I've worked with some other advocates out there out of Missouri. This is John Paul Parton. He does go by JP. He is missing out of Hillsboro, Missouri. His last day that he was seen was May 16th of 2021. He was 19 at the time of his disappearance. He is now 20. His height is 6'1", 167 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He was last seen by a family at his home in High Ridge, Missouri. He has had no activity on his cell phone at the time of his disappearance and no activity on social media. If you have any information regarding JP's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call 911 or call the Jefferson County, Missouri Sheriff's Office at 636-797-5000 or the Missouri State Patrol at 573-526-6178 or 866-362-6422. His case number is 2021-16313. Some of the things I could say about JP's case, there's a lot of stories that are going around. People are not cooperative on his case at all. He was seen with individuals prior to him missing. There's a lot of criminal activity with these individuals. They do have records. And then in that area, there's been a lot of murders and a lot of connections that JP, either has known people or anything like that. The family and loved ones are highly concerned for his safety and everything. So they don't know if there's possibility with if he is in hiding and he left on his own accord, or there's suspicion that that individuals did some heinous crimes towards him. So the advocates that are in Missouri have really worked hard on trying to locate him as well. But yeah, people are just not cooperating. They're not being truthful about the situation. The ones that were with him, they said supposedly he had went camping, but that's never been verified that that was ever true. So there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of theories that are out there. But the biggest problem we have is people aren't talking. Right. And they're being deceptive on his case. He is another case that, like I said, I've been working with some other advocates on. We will keep looking for him, and eventually someone's gonna say something and open up his case. But I know that area has a lot of crime and stuff going on right now, which doesn't help some of the cases that are there. But eventually someone's going to say something, but him not being active on social media, you know, there's a lot with his case, but please share his case. We definitely don't want his case to go cold.
Right.
So go ahead.
I say it's always my hope and prayer that these shows and these flyers will reach the right hearts and they'll do the right thing and make the right call and let law enforcement know what they know and try to get these people found and brought home and where they need to be.
And he too, if you want to follow his story, he has a Facebook, Bring JP Home, out on Facebook. I know any help that loved ones could get for him, we would greatly appreciate it to get him, keeping these cases alive and being the voice for these guys that, they don't have a voice. We're the voice for them. So definitely appreciate any help that anybody can give. Next case is a case out of Wichita, Kansas.
Okay. And again, I'm trying to locate it. Some of the okay, Rosalind Hamlin. Her maiden name's Hampton. Missing from Wichita, Kansas since December 14th of 2022. I just did this flyer last night. She's 33 years old. She's 5'7", 140 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She's been living homeless and she's been struggling with substance abuse issues. She's been known to be living behind a hotel over on Broadway down there in Wichita. Her family's concerned because, of course, she's got the substance abuse issues, but they're concerned because she usually keeps in contact with family, and they haven't heard from her for quite some time, so they're getting pretty concerned. So if anybody has any information regarding Rosalind's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-268-4181 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And I don't think that I mentioned it, but she's 33 years old, 5'7", 140 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. Let's see if we can't get her located and back to family.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a lost soul that needs some help and support.
Right. And she does have that very distinctive tattoo on her chest of the heart, and it looks like a rose.
Yeah.
I know that location down there is not a great location to be on the streets.
Right.
So it's pretty dangerous down in that area. So if anybody that is in the Wichita area, please call law enforcement right away and let them know that you have seen her. Because I know her family is worried about her safety, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am going to play the located safe for this week.
Okay. Always seems to cut it off right there.
I cut it off right there.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So it's always good to see the located safes.
Yep, it is.
Out there. One thing that I forgot on JP, I do have a video with some more information on him that I forgot to play after his flyer. So I am going to go ahead and play that right now. That gives you a little bit more insight of who JP was. From what I understand, he was a really great friend and, quite the character, as you can see with some of his
Yeah.
pictures.
See, we have another nice comment down there.
So Faith says, thank you all for helping us look for our loved ones. Let's bring them all home. I always say one share could be the one that brings Tito home. I absolutely agree with you.
Me too.
All it takes is a click of a button. I think every day when we share, random stuff on Facebook, why can we not, click and, share a missing person?
Right. It takes like 2 seconds to share a flyer.
Right. And you never know who's going to see it. Like a lot of people are always like, well, they're missing out in California. Why would I share them out in New York? Well, everybody knows somebody from somewhere.
Right.
And if you share, you may have family out in the New York area, or you may have someone out in the California area. And the other is it's so fast that someone can leave their area.
Mm-hmm.
We've had cases.
I can give you.
Go ahead.
So I can give you a good example of that. I did a flyer for a teenage boy a few years back, and I just got a random message one day on Kansas Missing and Unsolved saying, "Hey, I found one of your kids," and that's all was said. And I was like, at first I kind of didn't think much of it. A day or two later, he messages me again, but this time he included a photo of himself with the kid holding up the flyer that I had made, and he had found him sleeping on the steps of a church in Los Angeles. And he told me that the police department there in LA had cited him a couple, like 2 or 3 times for vagrancy for sleeping on the church steps, but they never bothered to do a background on him to see that he was missing out of Kansas. So this guy got a hold of me and let me know about it. And then he took it upon himself to get a hold of this young man's family and got him back to his family. And I was sending a follow-up photo of him with his family.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So you may think just because they're missing from Kansas or Missouri or wherever, they could end up being clear across the country.
Yep. And we had a case not too long ago out of Kansas where the girl was in Colorado within, an hour or two that they had taken her and was out already in the Denver area, and she was located. Her mom did locate her out in Denver, but I mean, it's quick to get people out of their area. So
we had another one that involved a 12-year-old girl down in the southern part of Kansas. She had been talking to an adult male online that lived up in Canada, and he actually had drove from Canada down to where she lived and picked her up with the purpose of having sex with this 12-year-old girl. And by the time they caught up to him, they'd already got back up to Michigan. So, I mean, they were moving fast.
Right. All right.
We have several years ago. Last I knew, he's still sitting in prison. So
that's a good place for him.
Yep.
All right. We have 3 more cases to cover. All right. Another one out of Washington. This is Madeline Neva, I believe is how she says her name, missing out of Everett, Washington. She's been missing since September 14th of 2022. She is 28 years old. She is 4'11", 110 pounds, blondish brown hair, and she has green eyes. She has that very distinctive tattoo that you could see on her chest, which is just below her neck across. It goes from shoulder to shoulder. It does have the lips in the middle, and it kind of looks like she has like some sort of a jewel in the middle of the lips, but also the word family is on there. She does on the right shoulder have a tattoo of 2 roses. She is known to be transit. However, it is very much out of her character to not have contact with her loved ones. She does not have a vehicle either. So she's had no activity on social media. No one has seen or heard from her. And it's very much out of her character to not have contact with her loved ones. If you have any information regarding Madeline's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Shamosh, I'm not quite for sure how to say, County Washington Sheriff's Office, Major Crimes Unit at 425-388-3845.
I believe it's Snohomish.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one from the Ted Bundy books I've read.
Okay. So hopefully, I mean, she will get located. It's dangerous to be out there on the streets. It's cold. So I'm hoping that she will be located soon. All right.
Let's hope so.
We are going to do Melissa Ann Trumpy again. Her family, her case has not really been seen a lot. So I did let them know that we will continue to share her flyer to try to get her more seen by everybody because her case is very suspicious. They do suspect foul play in her case. So Melissa Ann Trumpy, she went missing from Shannon, Illinois on October 28th of 2021. At the time of her disappearance, she was 37. She is now 38. She is 5'10", 163 pounds, blonde hair and blue eyes. At the time of her disappearance, she does have the following. She has several tattoos and piercings, so you can see her four. She has a heart that goes across the middle of her chest, and it does have swallow birds. You can see that in the picture how her sleeve goes up and the two birds. And then on her left side, she has a skull with multiple tattoos covering the rest of her leg, which is pictured. Her right arm has lotus flowers and a koi fish, and on her back she has footprints with names and dates. She was last seen in Moreau, Wisconsin, and traveling to Shannon, Illinois with her boyfriend at the time. She was last wearing a black Michael Kors jacket with an unknown color shirt underneath, blue jeans that had holes, and unknown color shoes. Melissa and her boyfriend were traveling in her silver Toyota Tundra, which was located the next day, abandoned on Bolton Road in Stevenson County, Illinois. All of her belongings were still in the car. And she has not been seen or heard from since. It's very much out of the ordinary for her not to have contact with her loved ones, and especially not to be with her children. One of the things that the family has shared with me about Bolton Road is her ex-boyfriend's father was found on that road and that he had been murdered as well. So it's kind of interesting and suspicious to know that her vehicle was found on the same road just a few miles away. She did tell a friend prior to her leaving that day that she did not feel comfortable going back to Shannon with her boyfriend at the time. And they do suspect foul play. People are not being cooperative in her case either at all. And there's just been a lot of criminal activity centering her case. So the family is very concerned on her safety and her well-being. If you have any information regarding Melissa's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call Greene County, Illinois Sheriff at 608-328-9400 or the Greene County, Illinois Crime Stoppers at 800-422-7463 or the Carroll County, Illinois Sheriff at 816-244-2635. Case numbers are G2 1-08630 or 21-0001534. NamUs is MP 85898. And like I said, they really want to get her story seen and out there. And they know people know stuff, but they're not being cooperative at all. And with the criminal activity involved in that case as well, I know people are scared to talk about things because they're worried about their own safety. But the biggest thing is, no, you can be anonymous. If you want to contact one of us and give us information about any of these cases or about Melissa's case, please reach out to us. Her children are missing her. Her loved ones are missing her. And she needs to be located and found. So, any little thing. Think about if this was your family member missing. You would want someone to say something if they knew something. So I'm really hoping that this family will get some resolution and she will be located.
Yeah, people really need to get in the habit of see something, say something.
Right. Definitely. Okay. And our last one for the night is out of Florida. This is a new case that I got. Ferris Emmerich. She's from Titusville, Florida. She's been missing since November 15th of 2022. She is 35 years old, 5'5". She's between 90 and 100 pounds. She has strawberry blonde hair, blue eyes. She does have a nose and belly button pierce. She did have an eyebrow piercing as well, but they're not sure if she had any jewelry in it, but you might be able, if she does it, to be able to see the location. She does have several tattoos, as you can see in the pictures. She has the Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas sleeve on her lower right arm with script above it. She has the Queen of Spades on her hand. On her left side, she has 65 roses. On her right side, a flower. Her knuckles say love. She has Squirt from Finding Nemo turtle. We didn't have an actual picture, but this is an example of the turtle. On her left foot, she does have an unknown word on her right foot and music notes on her shoulders. Ferris has no vehicle and is on foot. It is believed that she left all of her belongings and her phone has been shut off since November 15th of 2020. She may also be in the Melbourne area. If you have any information regarding Ferris's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Titusville, Florida Police Department at 321-264-7800. Her case number is 2022-000-90053.
She's definitely got a lot of tattoos.
She does. I know her family is very worried about her and hoping to get her located as soon as possible. Do you have anything else for tonight, Ricky?
Just, like I said, if anybody has any information on these cases, don't hesitate to speak up. There's people wanting their loved ones home, whether preferably safely, but we know not in every case that's going to happen. I mean, as a missing persons advocate, you'd like to see them all found safe, but the reality of it is that's not always the case. And it's sad to say that, but it's true. I've been doing this 10 and a half years, and I've had to put located deceased across many flyers over the last 10 and a half years. It's sad to do, and it tugs at your heart and makes you wonder, could I have shared it somewhere else one more time to make a difference, and it's, like I said, just if you know something, say something, please. Definitely.
Absolutely. And that again, in turns, reporting right away when you know somebody is missing, getting that report, talking to police. I know, what the police do, not everybody understands because everybody wants them to tell them everything that's going on. And the police just cannot do that, especially if there's any type of foul play in these situations. It can jeopardize their case. And I know that's so hard for you loved ones out there. But know that you have advocates out there that will be there for you. You can contact us anytime. We're here to listen. We're here to help. We're here to spread the word. We're here to talk to law enforcement. And, like I said, any tip could help. Like Ricky said, any flyer that you share could get shared at the right time for the right person to see it. And eventually, we hope if there is foul play, eventually maybe someone will grow a conscience and say something. Because, even when the police are difficult with making, reports, because I know I have a lot of cases where people are struggling to get reports done, reach out to an advocate and let us see what we could do to get that done. Like I said, there's not one state statute across the nation that law enforcement can refuse a report. Not one. I've done the research. Eventually, I would hope to get all those statutes out there. Mention the statute. It's definitely helped. I know Ricky's had several families having problems and mention the statute, and that goes on.
Yeah.
But We're
Another
fighting.
piece of advice too is if you're having trouble with your local police department not wanting to file a report, go to your county sheriff's office, because in a lot of cases the sheriff's department's more willing to help you out with that than sometimes the local police department is. So
Right.
I always say, if the police department won't, go to the sheriff's department.
Yep, most definitely. But we appreciate all of you guys.
I'm not knocking law enforcement in any way, shape, or form. I respect what they do. I know they get overwhelmed. I know a lot of them are short staffed, but they still need to get those reports filed and try to help get these missing people found. To me, it falls under that serve and protect. That's part of the serve. Making
Right.
sure they're getting the reports filed and getting these people found.
And I will tell you, like with working with law enforcement and stuff, they are working at changing and doing more to get all their officers to know that they have to take these missing persons reports.
Yeah.
Not just the missing persons unit, but the guys that are on the street and stuff like that. So they said a lot of work with the advocates, but also you families pushing the issue about how important these reports are. I know that they are doing trainings. So, constantly don't give up, keep fighting. Us advocates are out here to help you. And we are definitely trying to make a lot of changes, to get people reported and take it serious. My whole thing is I don't care what your background is.
Right.
I don't care if you have mental health issues. I don't care if you have a drug addiction. We don't care about that stuff. What we care about is getting you located. But all of that
Right.
is important in trying to locate somebody,
Yeah.
and we've got to definitely change the attitudes of some of, getting people retrained. Because just like with everything, we have to retrain and regroup and everything. So there is hope out there that a lot of these agencies are definitely working more with advocates now and families and doing better trainings to make sure everybody knows that the statutes state that they have to take these reports.
Right.
So,
Somebody is saying, yes, I'm having those issues with Felicia Gilpin's case. Somebody said sheriff's officers are amazing. Somebody said Portland, Oregon. Yeah, somebody says, and you both work tirelessly, and y'all are so awesome. God bless you. They all say Facebook users, so we have no idea the names of the people saying
right.
this is Facebook user on our end.
And
I don't
whoever
know
asked,
who it is.
thanks for covering Madeline. I hope I'm saying her name right. You are most welcome. I'm hoping that she'll get found. Portland, Oregon. I have dealt with some of their law enforcement in Portland. I know that you guys are having struggles with getting reports or feeling like law enforcement is doing what they're doing. So I work with advocates up in Portland, Oregon, and Washington, and I know that they're fighting every day to get some things changed up there. So, yeah, I know Portland and Washington have been kind of difficult to get reports sometimes done or feel like law enforcement's taking it serious. So just know that we're going to fight, and you guys just, keep blowing up their phones, keep talking to them, put that state statue in their face and say, this is what you got to do. They have to take that report. They have to have it at NCIC within 2 hours, and they have to immediately start actively looking. That's the law. And they can't change that. Speaking of one of the great advocates that's out here, Nikki, she does a lot of work with Indigenous. Both Ricky and I have done some cases. We do have an active case that we will probably cover next week. She say, you are both amazing, work tirelessly. The sheriff's officer amazing. May go to for help. Thank you for doing this thankless work. Same to you, Nikki. I appreciate everything that you do. And then a Facebook user said yes. So we're not quite for sure why Facebook won't tell us who you guys all are. Only a couple people show up, so I'm not really for sure. But the biggest thing is, we love you guys. We're here for you guys. We'll never stop searching for your loved one. until they're found. We will always be here for you guys, no matter what.
Right.
Our phones go off 24 hours a day. So don't worry about us. That's what we're here for. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I don't have that issue with this Facebook user thing. I don't have that issue with the podcast that I'm going to be doing here in about 20 minutes. So
right. I got to get Ricky off here. He does have another podcast. Thank you, whoever said couldn't do it without you too. Thank you. You guys are most welcome. Thank you for all the support for everybody. I'm going to have Ricky say a prayer for tonight. But like I said, if you guys need anything, please reach out to us. I know a lot of you guys have our numbers, so reach out to us. So, Ricky.
Yeah, Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight to go over these cases and, be with the families that are, going through these difficult times, and keep them strong while they're trying to find their loved ones, and know that they got people in their corner trying to help and do the best they can to help. And until we see each other again next week, you guys stay safe. God bless, and amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week at the same time, 7:30 Central on Thursday. We will be trying to do some more lives as well. So thank you guys very much. God bless.